Hey there everybody, Thet here, and welcome to Thet Plays XCOM 2, War of the Chosen. My brain keeps wanting to say welcome back, because I've actually played XCOM before, a couple different times. Usually, in fact, pretty much every time previously it was for streaming, usually on Twitch, back when I did that. Don't do that so much anymore. Things get in the way. But today we're playing with possibly the biggest mod list I've ever played with. We got over 500 mods in our XCOM 2 War of the Chosen mod list. You can see some of them down at the bottom here. Community Highlander, Musas's RPG Overhaul. Don't worry about the missing required mods. Primary, secondaries, we're using a beta version. It doesn't detect it properly. Mod maker knows that. He might not have even played or seen or touched XCOM in like 2 years. Who knows? This game's like 5 years old at this point. Still looks really good though. Still looks really good and it's really fun. If you don't know what XCOM is, it is a turn-based, rootin' tootin' alien shooting machine of a game. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Basically, aliens took over Earth. We need to fix it. That's basically all the story you need to know right away. You see this character pool section down here? We got some characters. Yes, we do. We got some characters. How about you? Let me tell you. Most of them are from previous series, both XCOM, some Darkest Dungeon characters. You might recognize one or two if you're new to the channel. Otherwise, most of these older viewers will know a bit more intimately. But hey, we'll also have some options here to become characters in the future. So, you know, in the comment section down there is below if you're interested. Let's go ahead and get ready to kick the tires and light the fires. We're gonna play in veteran mode. It's a challenge appropriate for players familiar with XCOM. The other modes, just to let you know, they lower their percentage chances for like hit chance, things like that. They give the enemies more health. That's basically what they do. They make the game more frustrating and they make the enemies take longer to kill. They don't actually add like new mechanics or anything. And if you're not doing that, then I don't know if I'm that interested in your higher difficulties. Besides, when you think about it, veteran is the default. When you think of default difficulty, that is, in theory, can always be wrong, but in theory, that is the primo difficulty level that the developers spent most of the time perfecting. In theory. And then, hopefully, modders also took that difficulty level into their thought process when making mods for the game as well. I think most of them do, and that doesn't just apply to XCOM, that applies to basically every game. Darkest Dungeon, yeah, Blood Moon exists, but Darkest is really where the fun is at, in my opinion. I know there are people who like hard games, that's just not one of them. Show subtitles, yes, we're gonna reduce the beginner voiceovers, we don't need them so much. We're gonna not do the tutorial, we're gonna open the advanced options menu. I'm gonna turn on one default advanced option, you don't have to worry about most of these, but I'm turning on lengthy scheme, which doubles the length of the avatar project. It just gives us more time to frick around and find out before the game ends. And honestly, the avatar project, the way that it does it is kind of boring, so I don't care about it. It doesn't add urgency so much as it just kind of makes the game end faster. So I don't care for it too much, but it's an integral part of the game and story flow. I'm going to enable RPG Origins and Commander's Choice to allow us to mold our characters. We're going to do weapon restrictions, which just makes us have to choose what abilities our characters get. It puts a little bit more stress on what we give them as opposed to just, let's give someone the entire sniper toolkit and abilities, but then just give them pistols. That doesn't make sense. So we're just going to restrict that. Next. Enable Iron Man mode, not with 500 mods. Never do that with 500 mods. It is the ultimate XCOM experience, unless you're modded. And then we have our operational narrative content for the War of the Chosen and the DLCs. We're going to integrate the DLCs into War of the Chosen, and of course, War of the Chosen is going to be enabled. All right, now we can get started. I got to do a little bit of homework first, just to take a look at things. So, I'm excited. I hope you're excited for some good times here on the XCOM front. The load times are going to be a little bit crazy. Mainly it's because of the mods, I think. Just the amount of them. Anyway,
accessing the feed now.
We can see the feed. It's pretty great. It's not really that great. It's a really crappy feed. This is the best alien technology can give us.
You seeing this?
Yeah, I am seeing this.
Way too much security, even for Advent.
Even for a gene therapy clinic.
That's no ordinary gene therapy clinic.
Thanks, Central.
We're telling the truth.
Or they're leading us into a trap. a really obvious trap. We'd need an army to march in there right now.
You say that.
I've got a better idea. Outrider, this is Central.
If you played the first XCOM, you recognize Central. Although he used to wear a sweater. It was pretty great. Who needs an army when you have stealth? Just saying. That's an Advent soldier, by the way. Not quite human. But, yeah, the stealth mechanics actually in the game aren't this in-depth. That's okay, though. It's a rootin' tootin' alien shooting game. You know, stealth is part of it. It is. It's actually a big part of it, but they're not like this. Necessarily. I actually am trying to think if there's any point in the game where you actually go in vents. And I don't think there is. There is no Amogus action in this game. There is sneaking.
Timeline you placed upon us, mistakes are bound to happen.
It wasn't our fault.
You know, I don't know why the not the Avatar. I don't know why the Advent don't speak English. Or, you know, a common language.
For any of this, I will do what you ask of me. I just need additional time.
Time's up. Why, hello there.
You must understand, I had no choice.
That's what they all say.
Report.
Central just saved your life, son. Remember that. Not that you heard it.
You do exist.
Turns out we do
Outline
exist.
to Avenger, I have visual confirmation.
If you're not familiar,
Are you sure?
that's the captain,
Reapers
commander.
are always sure.
Get the name right. The commander.
Your word for it.
It's effectively
Cover
us.
your tracks and get the hell out of there. They can't know we were here.
I do love Central sometimes.
Understood.
Reapers are always
Now
sure.
the real war begins.
Yeah, all right, I'll take your word for it. Whatever. Get out of there. All right. Let's begin that real war, but let's look at things from the Advent side first.
Excitement continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
You don't say.
Line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
20 years since the first game.
To humanity. 12 new gene therapy clinics
Apparently,
will be opening in select cities by the
we
end of the new year.
really
Despite
screwed
the
up.
attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to
I
the
do like this concept, though,
on the eve
of, like-
our most beloved celebration, the speaker
You
reaches
know,
out to us.
oh, the speaker. Let's talk about the speaker first. Is he human?
A small number of
I don't
dissidents again repeat
know.
the mistakes of the old
Probably not.
Striking as we celebrate the benevolent savior who time and again
He speaks a common language, though. I'm just gonna call it common instead of English. It's English because I'm playing the English version of the game.
break the bond between humanity and the elders.
But is he human, or does he just have an extremely unfortunate birthmark?
Forces have
I don't
already
know.
made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators.
Preemptive arrest, eh?
Again assures all citizens
Aye.
that today's celebrations will continue.
They said something
as
bad on Twitter.
Perfect.
Yes, let the celebrations continue. All right, this is the dirtiest Central gets his hands in the game, I think. Now, there are some things outside the main game where you can use Central, but... Oh, actually, no. One of the DLCs you can use them too, but not this one. But yeah, it's infiltration time. There's a lot of infiltration.
You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Yeah, 20 years since we failed. They're celebrating it.
Prep Gatecrasher.
But I like this idea
2 seconds.
that, you know, the second game, it builds off of your failure in the first game, even though the first game story went in a way where you didn't feel like a failure. I think they got you, Central. See, I don't know what more Balatin means. I don't know if Central does either. I'm guessing he didn't take the time to learn the Advent language. Maybe he did, but I don't think he did. Still don't know what that means.
Now.
Wonder if you know what that means. Although you might have an idea now.
Signal
Well-
received. Loud and clear.
Now it's time to have some fun.
Okay, Gatecrasher. Your turn.
Yep. We don't look this professional, I'm gonna say that. The soldiers that we have, our custom lads and lasses, don't look that professional, but they are ready to fight all the same. We're gonna rock and maybe roll. Yeah, this idea of the second game builds off of your failure in the first game. I mean, the first game, you played the story all the way through. Technically, you did some destruction. It was some good times being had by all. But apparently you still failed. This idea of, like, it'd be interesting if it was an alternate timeline scenario. But I don't think it is. I haven't dug that deep into it. And plus that, it's been like years since I played this game last. Like I said, load times are a little brutal. They're probably still trying to decide who our first soldiers are going to be. You know, they select that from the pool at random. Okay, how crazy we going today, Central? Do we have fully decked out soldiers? Or do we have hot pants? I said what I said. You heard me. We have shorts but no hot pants.
And strike at their heart. To that effect, we're moving in to take out a high-profile target that will get plenty of people's attention.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah.
Move to lock down the area and eliminate any security forces nearby.
Sounds like a plan, Central. Operation Gatecrasher. Gotta sabotage the monument, neutralize all the enemy forces, and then plant the X4 charges. Let's go. This is an interesting team. It'll be more interesting once leveled up, but I like what we got. I'm picking up what they're putting down.
We have a fix on the target.
Oh, do we? Oh, yeah, it's right there.
At the designated position.
Put us real close. Okay, so we got a lot of things going on. At the top, you see that we're still concealed. That means the enemies don't know where they are, or don't know where we are. We don't know where they are either, to be fair. Not yet. We've got 4 soldiers. We got Croc over here. We have Sindorial the Zenith, the codename Zenith. We got Volpe over here, and then we have Camille, the codename Vasilla, over here. And if you look above them, you can see Vasilla has 5 health points, 65 accuracy. It's not great. It'll get better. 12 mobility, just can do 3 to 5 damage, has 2 action points. And I think everyone basically has the same to start off with, which is fair. Bottom right, you can see we're using assault rifles with 4 shots before we have to reload. You can fire your weapon. You can overwatch, which allows you to fire on the first enemy that moves within your line of sight. You can hunker down to add defense if you're next to something that provides cover, and you can throw a frag grenade. Everybody gets 1 on the first mission. All right. Oh yeah, by the way, those 500 mods, some of them are voiceovers. Well, actually, a lot of them are. So you might hear some funny voices too. It's pretty great. All right, Croc, you're not in cover, so he doesn't have hunker down yet. We're gonna move over here. Full shield, you can see the little icon there, means full cover. Half shield means half cover. Hey, you grunt yourself over there. What do we got? Well, yes, I see the target, but there's 3 enemies. We can see them down here. There they are. Just some troopers.
They're disciplined and well equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
Not too bad. How far can you lob a grenade? Not far enough, so we're gonna have to get closer. It is what it is. Zenith, move up. Thank you. Just going to Overwatch for now. Volpe, you'll do the same. Actually, let's have you head upstairs.
Right.
A little bit of a altitude advantage here could make the battle go better if the shots start getting slung. Then Vasilla will just move up as well.
Stay sharp.
Okay, no movements yet. Are they? Okay, they're walking. They're walking towards us. Okie dokie. That's not so artichokey, but they are still grouped together. Hey, Volpe, since you're over here, can I move you this way?
Yep.
How good's your arm? Probably not good enough, but I'm curious. Not good enough. Okay. 95% accuracy from up here. Yeah, and you can see at the bottom, height advantage is adding 20 accuracy to this, so having someone up here, definitely helpful. But let's start... Oh, actually, Croc, you could probably make that now. You could blow up the car, but if we move here, we should be able to guarantee a hit on all of them.
I'm going to bathe in your blood.
All right. Let's blow up the car, too. Just for funsies. Give me a grenade right here. Good night. Oh, well, one of them lived.
Playtime's over.
All right, he sees us. He gives a point. But then Volpe, 92% accuracy. Please don't miss. If we miss a 92% on the first frickin' battle of the first episode, she even crit, so that's pretty good. All right. So far, so okay.
I'm with you.
Actually, that but I don't know how big that explosion is. Move over here instead. Just make sure we're not getting exploded on.
I can handle that.
All right. Before we move on, let me look around right quick. So you can see, if you could move over and see this like yellow laser over here, that's the edge of the map. So here's the corner of the map. So the other enemies, there's usually 2 groups on the first mission. Probably back here near whatever this monument is. They might be over here though. Not sure yet. But I'm not seeing any height advantage for us. Which has me a little, there it goes. Has me a little concerned. Volpe, where can you go? You're on top of a gas station right now. You can't get up on top of the bus stop. Yeah, I'm not seeing anywhere else where we can have a nice height advantage. This blew up, so we're safe to move over here now.
Keep up the pace.
Why don't you go ahead? Okay, I can switch to another person while you're running. That means we didn't see anybody. Head over here. Good cover. Couple civvies over here. Don't blow them up, please. Oh, they're behind it. Okay. Ooh, you could shoot through this screen?
To training or stricter mind control.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. There's... Oh, we lost the captain. The captain usually has much better aim. This poor sucker over here only has 56 accuracy. Sucks to be you. Let's go into Overwatch. They may or may not see us yet. The battle has moved to action, so that kind of implies that they did. But it doesn't prove it yet.
Roger that.
All right, move forward slowly. Keep the grenades at the ready. What are they gonna do, if anything?
Look out!
You're fine. You're fine. It's just a little fire. It's just a crumb of fire. You're okay. I want someone behind that camera. Yeah. Scoot, scoot. Yelling. Oh, that's not good. Hopefully, we won't get anyone's attention.
Better to do.
If I can get someone right here, they could lob another grenade. And that's ideal this early on.
Let's keep moving.
Okay, I saw another civilian get moved. We have flanking on all of them. This is still cover. It's half cover here because he can crouch, but...
You little worm!
And you don't have a grenade, Croc, because you used his already. I say that like it's my fault. Oh, wait, it is my fault. I say that like it's your fault. All right. What now? Just checking out the view there, Sin? Is it a good view? Okay. Now we can see the officer as well. He has 76 accuracy, 5 health, and 13 mobility. All right. Will you get caught if you move here? I can't see their, like, view range anymore. I guess because we're not stealthed. If I hold control, though, I should be able to tell you to move here first and then move here. That may help us stay in stealth. All right, you don't have the grenade. Damn it. And yep, they see us now. That was dumb of me. Okay, you have no grenade. You have a grenade. You could use it. Volpe, you're like way out of position here in comparison. Although you do have a 60% shot. It'll get better if we go over here. Although they'll get a better shot on her, too, on their turn. If I move you here, this is a great place to throw a grenade. Let's position Sindorial before we do anything else, though. You hide behind this thing? You can. It does count as full cover. Let's have you move here.
No problem, boss.
Okay, you might be able to cover each other somewhat like this. Throw a grenade right here. This might actually get all 3 of them.
Sky high.
Blow them up. 2 down, 2 down. Just the Advent officer to go. Croc, you got a shot. 71% chance. Let's go for it. My man. With a crit.
Area is secure.
No,
we're not picking up any inbound contacts. Scanners are clear.
All right, Demon.
1-5, we have a limited window to act before Advent responds.
I'm moving Central.
Those charges planted on the double.
In the turn. Okay. Enemy's gone. Charges planted. Thankfully, the password's 1234.
Menace 1-5. Rendezvous at the extraction point.
And we're out of here.
Status confirmed. Squad is clear. Detonating charges.
Kablooey! No stage for you. How's that for 20th anniversary celebration? No one got hurt, so this was considered a flawless information. So we get a little bonus reward. That's from a mod. The mysterious shadowy visage of the Council appears on your communicator. Your performance on this mission was exemplary. As a reward, you'll soon receive 68 intel. Couldn't give me one more, huh? It's not nice. 2 ability points, too. All right, and then we get the debriefing. 6 out of 6 killed. 6 turns taken. Very 6-filled mission. Flawless. Let's see. Volpe got 1 kill, deal 5 damage, move 50 tiles. I'm guessing Croc is our MVP, although Basila got 2 kills. Croc still gets MVP status because he got 3 kills, that's why. At 14 damage and perfect accuracy. Yeah, that makes sense, actually, now that I think about it. And Sindorial was also there. It was great. They'll have actual headshots later. It doesn't generate them until you go back to base at least one time. I don't know why, but that's how it does.
20 years of peace and prosperity will not be undone by the reckless actions of a few misguided dissidents today.
Oh, won't it?
Stand with the elders.
You do, huh? We'll stand against the elders. And we got explosions.
This crisis.
Apparently. All right, they fight for all of us, by the way. It's pretty great. Let's head back home and see how we're doing. All right, we're going to take our ship back home. Our home is also a ship. Everything's a ship. An airship. Ship that airs. Please understand.
I'm always pleased when the troops return without any reported casualties.
Yeah.
And hope for a better outcome.
Same here, Tigan. All right, this is basically the same stuff down here. We can't promote them from this screen until they've had 1 promotion. And that's just because of how Commander's Choice, the mod, works. But everybody's home. Everyone's feeling pretty good. 5 troopers and 1 officer corpse. Yummy. Don't eat them.
Commander, to the research lab.
Please don't eat them. This is the Avenger, by the way. It's pretty great, except for all the junk that are in most of the rooms right now, but we'll take care of those later. Let's go to the research lab.
Impressive, isn't it?
It is.
Capable of generating immense power.
What is it, fusion?
Completely harmless to human life.
Is it, well, it can't be geothermal. It's not in the ground.
The rest of the aliens' technology, Commander. Dr. Richard Tigan, Chief Science Officer.
Nice to meet you, Tigan.
I am responsible for the entirety of our research here, as well as the procedure you so recently underwent.
Yeah, that's right. They didn't show this part, but he took a thing out of our brain. It's pretty great.
I'm not sure what Central may have told you.
I mean, maybe not.
We found something while removing you from the alien stasis suit.
Oh, what'd you find? This, huh?
Implanted directly in your occipital lobe.
I thought my occipital lobe was itchy.
To the equipment available to me during my tenure at Advent, I would already know the precise nature of its function. However, given time and your approval, of course, Commander, I assure you, I will find out.
No, I don't want to know. Throw it. Throw it out. Destroy it. Into the furnace.
Aspects of this facility are indeed impressive. I am but one man. Were you to direct additional support personnel and resources to me, I could substantially improve the speed of all our research.
Good to know.
Farewell, Commander.
All right. Fire up the cloning vats. What do you mean we don't have cloning vats? What we've been spending the last 20 years doing. All right, new research. This is where you can do the research. You could research weapons, but it'll take 28 days, and we ain't got time for that. Not yet. We need just some more troops, some more scientists before we do that. Same thing with plated armor, which I would love to have, but let's start with alien biotech.
I find that area of research to be among the more intriguing options available.
You don't say.
Work immediately. I'll send word when a complete report is available.
Thanks, Tigan. We also have the commander's quarters, which is just for some extra info. I'm gonna head to engineering. Hold on to your butt. Living quarters over here, which is where you can see people live. The bridge, which is where we'll look at the world map.
Gripes about my flying, but I don't see anybody else stepping up other than the autopilot.
Well, then why don't you let the autopilot fly? I'm just saying. Armory, bar/memorial for fallen soldiers. Hopefully it will be empty. It won't be. And engineering. What's up, engineer?
Okay. Reworked your repulsors with some of the parts I salvaged from their old engine.
Neat.
Should fix that stabilization problem you had.
Little Rover.
Come on, Rover. It'll work.
See? She's already solving practical problems. That's how you know she's an engineer.
Commander. Getting our tech to talk to theirs is harder than you'd think. Lily Shen, Chief Engineer, at your service.
Thanks.
You were probably expecting to see my father.
Not if I haven't played the first game.
I'm guessing Central didn't tell you yet. He's gone. Dad gave everything he had to get us this far.
To be fair,
This entire ship is his life's work.
this game is better than the first one. Like, it is an improvement in every way, practically. But,
He used to talk about you a lot.
yeah, a little catch-up video or something.
To finish what he started.
Could have been helpful.
Might not look it, but from here, I can fabricate pretty much anything you come up with.
Anything,
And
huh?
with a little more
Cloning
help,
that? No, wait.
Well, you'd be amazed with what I can do.
You got plenty of robotics over here.
To finally meet you, Commander.
Hey, Rover. How's it going? All right. This is the engineering bay. We can build items. We can view our engineers if we had any, but we don't yet. We'll fix that soon. They can help clear out those rooms, build new facilities, and other things. We can view our current inventory, which I don't is basically just dead people and machine guns, and swords, I guess. We can build facilities, which we'll do later.
How big of a difference some of these things can make in combat, Commander.
Then you can make things.
With a few supplies, I can manufacture anything we need in no time.
Shed, did you seriously just tell me you'd be surprised at how well supplies can help you in combat? Do you know not going into combat naked with no weapons is actually a disadvantage? Thank you, Shen. I didn't know that. You make nanoscale vests. We probably will someday. Med kits, though, we should have at least one. Cost 35 supplies. Would be nice to have in the battlefield. Stun grenades, smoke grenades, flashbang grenades, and other smoke grenade. Okay. I don't know why we have two of them, but I guess we do.
I saw
Thanks,
Calvin
Shen.
muttering to himself in one of the corridors. I'm not sure he even noticed me. Bradford trusts him, but I'm still keeping my eyes open.
It's because he's former Advent. Anyway, let's head to the
armory.
Let's do what the robot assistant just said. All right, armory. This is where you can see the heads of enemies we've killed, trophies. The humanoid ones, a little weird to put their heads on walls, but I guess they're not human. They're just humanoid. Still kind of weird. You can see photos. There these jokers are. We can then see our soldiers, which is the important part today. So, we got Volpe, Vasilla, Croc, Zenith, we have Crusader, Wrath, Burger, Chef Bear, Old Glory, Dismas, Psy, and then we have 4 other people who were just given to us. One of them's a snake with some cool shades. Yeah, so I don't know who these 4 are gonna be, if anything. Maybe they'll just be meat. Who knows? Haven't decided yet. Damn, Volpe, you did not get a good roll here when it comes to your genetics or your combat aptitude. That's too bad. Whatever. We're still gonna go ahead and give you some ranking up. Now, I'm not gonna do this for every single soldier individually. A lot of these I might do off screen, but we'll do the first tour just so you can see what this process looks like with the RPG overhaul. First, after selecting Commander's Choice, you select Soldier to begin the training. It's quite nice. It also takes a while to load because it has to load quite a few things. Now with Origins enabled, I get to pick what our initial 2 abilities are. So for Volpe, I have an idea of how I want to build her, and I want the ability of Scout. These are in alphabetical order, by the way. Carry a free battle scanner, and you can throw it 50% farther. And Team Player. Gain 3 aim for every visible ally within 6 tiles, up to a maximum of 15 aim. Very cool. Then we click continue. You can have 2 abilities per person, by the way. And once we do that, we'll get to choose our specialization. So these are the actual skills and abilities you get to choose for your character, as well as what their primary weapon is. For example, Assault uses shotguns as primary, and secondary. For example, the Avenger uses ripjacks as a secondary. Ideally, you'll want at least 1 secondary, 1 primary in your specializations over here. You don't have to do that, but that does feel a little bit ideal in my opinion. Now, for Volpe, I have an idea of what I want her to be. She's going to be, first, a scout. Quiet, quick, observant. Very nice. Uses a vector rifle as a primary weapon. It's good. It's good. We're also going to give her... I want to say there's one down here. This is just a huge list. Spotter. That's another one. Uses the holo targeter as a secondary. Can call in airstrikes at some point. Probably like at highest rank, of course. And then, finally, we want something that allows her to heal as well. I like the idea of assistant. Gets dedication, which is a skill that I like. So scout, spotter, assistant, stim guns, hollow targeters, and vector sniper rifles. Very cool, very cool. Not sysadmin, not today. All right. Now we've done that, we can go to our loadout, select primary weapon, switch off from the sniper, and then you could go with the vector rifle, or because of mods, we have a lot of other rifle choices as well. I'll take the R700. See how that looks. There you go. That's not bad, not bad. We don't need 2 hollow targeters, so we're switching the secondary weapon from hollow targeter to stim gun, which could shoot a recovery stim. Could be helpful. We'll keep the hollow targeter in the third, and then we'll give you some ceramic plating maybe for some additional health. I think that's a good idea. Or we could give you something for personal defense. You know, Wakizashi, Ninjato. Ninjato does more damage. Wakizashi gives more mobility. Ah. You know what? I kind of like that idea. There you go. She's well equipped now. And then finally, soldier stats. She is unfortunately immortal, which means she gains around 15 soldier points. I don't know what SP stands for. Stat points? I don't know. Per level. We're going to start by giving her some more accuracy. In fact, we're going to dump it all into accuracy for now. 72 aim. She's going to want more with her gun. Very cool. Now you're fully upgraded. Vasilla, you're next. Command is choice. Soldier begin training. And we're going to see how we're going to build Vasilla. Now, I think I'm still going to go with what I had kind of invented in my mind previously for her, which is more on the sniper side. So when it comes to abilities, we're going to give you damn good ground, extra aim and defense against targets in lower elevation. I could give you Eagle Eye, which is even more aim, but I feel like that's excessive. It's good, but you know, if you build everyone optimally, that's going to be boring, in my opinion. How about more crit chance instead? There you go. All right, so we'll go with those. And then on the next page, we're going to grab some kind of sniper ability or 2. So we'll scroll down here. It's got some cannon stuff, bullpups. Here we go, sniper. I like the basic sniper because it gives long watch, which allows you to overwatch with squad sight. Squad sight allows snipers to see what your allies see within reason. So, helpful. And take shots at what your allies see. Marksman seems good. Let's see, that's for the final shot. Headhunter, however, gives specialized bullets, and I kind of like this idea. Hex Hunter, extra damage to psionics. Thunderclap will be extra damage to robotics, you know. Incendiary, light them on fire. This just seems fun. I want it. And then we do want to give you some kind of secondary weapon. Usually it would be pistols with a sniper kit. It does seem like a fine idea. Could do melee as well, or give them a support gremlin if you wanted. The little flyers that you see. Well, Psyamp stim guns, grenade launchers. Yeah, I'm a sniper, but I also like to lob grenades. That makes sense in some universe, I'm sure. Let's go down to the pistols, I think. I don't know what Valkyrie is, but it sounds neat. Let's see. These are mostly dual pistols, but Gunslinger is the regular pistol one, and it has some phenomenal skills to it. So I think we're gonna go with that. All right. Mostly offense here from Vasilla, and that is not a problem to me. Let's go ahead and open your loadout here. Give you a nice snipey. What's a marksman's rifle? Changes the range table, providing a hit bonus against long-range targets, but penalizing short-range engagements. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. The regular sniper rifle doesn't necessarily do that, I don't believe. Modern upgrades are unavailable due to the weapon's age. Oh, that's a bit of a downside. We'll try it anyway, for funsies. There you go. That is a hell of a scope. Secondary weapon, pisties. All right. Let's go ahead and give you... These are the auto pistols that have spray. There's also non-auto pistols that have return fire instead, which is probably better, but I like the idea of giving you extra crit chance too. So let's go ahead and give you let's give you a MAC-10. There we go. Right there on the thigh. All right, we don't need a hollow targeter. So instead, let's give you... kind of want to give you a Spec Ops knife for some true up-close defense. And how about some ceramic plating? Ceramic plating is a blade of armor, which is basically this 2 extra health that disappears forever once it's shut off. She has godlike aptitude, which I've not seen yet. 35 points to start with. Give me that accuracy. We'll go to 75, and then give me... Actually, no, let's go with 73, and then an extra point of mobility so you can get to better ground faster. I have not seen that before. That's a ton of points. Holy cow. Nobody else has that blue over here, by the way. All right, Croc, you're next. Soldier. He's going to be a little bit different from the rest of our lads because he hits things. He hits things hard. As a barbarian type. Give me. There we go. All right, we're going to give him Bloodlust. So when he gets a kill, he gains 1 mobility and 10 crit chance for 3 turns, and it can stack. And then on top of that, he is Choleric, which means when he gets hit, he gains 3 mobility and 15 crit chance. So basically, in combat, he will gain mobility and crit chance. It's just how it is. I don't know if that one has a time limit to it. It doesn't look like it does. Maybe it doesn't. Pretty cool if the case. All right, we're going to scroll right down this way. Past these to this red stuff here. Abyss Knight, Ripjack, melee weapon, Glaives. Brutal melee combatants that sacrifice their own HP to draw on abyssal powers. We're taking that. We're going to scroll down a bit more and grab Blade Maw, who also has like Flame Fang, Acid Fang, so also another one that gives you like multiple different types of attacks. It's pretty great. And then Berserker. The Unstoppable Raging Fury. Yeah, I want some of that. He gets 2 additional abilities because he's melee based. Windcaller's Legacy, which allows him to melee attack adjacent tiles with 1 AP, so he can basically move far more fluidly and attack. Attacking in a blue movement only or grants an extra move action, so if he attacks someone close by, he can run away.
I've got plenty of time to focus on
and if he doesn't have a second weapon, then he gets a move action for all melee, so he'll always be able to run away if you decide to go with 1 melee weapon. Intercept is basically Overwatch, except for melee. It allows him to move up, attack someone who goes in range, and then he moves back. It's kind of neat. All right, soldier stats. You have good genes at least, so let's give you... Since you're going to be up close, let's give you some dodge. Let's give you some defense. I'm not sure what defense is entirely. Dodge seems to speak for itself, and I think defense goes into the ability to dodge as well. Or it goes to lowering enemy accuracy on you. Aim should be pretty self-explanatory. Will is resistance to psionics mostly. Mobility is self-explanatory. Health is self-explanatory. Hacking is kind of self-explanatory once you understand the hacking mechanic. And PSI is psionic abilities. Now you know everything you need to know about soldiers, mostly. We don't need to change armor, by the way. There's resistance warrior armor. They're basically the same. It doesn't matter which one you take. They look a little bit different if you're not using custom loadouts or custom looks. We are, so we don't care. You get in the battle axe. It allows you to cleave and slash. It does lower your mobility, but it gives you armor piercing, so I think that's worth it. And when you give him just 1, he holds it like this. And I actually kind of hate this, but that could work for a sword. Doesn't really work for an axe. I'm gonna give you a hatchet as well. I could give you 2 axes, but I don't want to lower your mobility by 2. It does give you a lot of extra aim. Ooh, that would be a lot of, oh. But this gives you lightning cleave, which is a really quick attack that doesn't cost an action point. Oh, they're both tempting now. There's so much more damage. I think I'm gonna go with the double battle axe. He looks badass. Give him ceramic plating. We definitely need extra armor. And then give him the 3rd weapon. No, give him a sawed-off shotty. Sawed-off shotgun, terrible range, but does a ton of damage at point blank. Damage falls off hard, though, as range climbs. All right, and then finally, Sindorial the Zenith. Like I said, rest of the characters, when they get promotions, I'll do it mostly off-screen. I know what I want the rest of the custom lads to be. But, you know, if you join in, if you get a chance, feel free to let me know what you would like to be as well. For our Zenith, let's give you, Drifter. Veteran of many battlefields, 20 dodge, 5 aim, and 5 crit chance when within 4 tiles to an enemy. Let's give him that, because he's going to be another guy who's mostly melee. And duelist. Crit chance on melee attacks. I like that idea. Maybe not mostly, but he will be a little bit melee. I want him to actually have a couple of things. So when it comes to secondary, And I know this because I know the person who this is, I know whose OC this is, and I know what they would want as far as a weapon. So I gotta give him a glaive. Ravager does glaives. I know there's at least one more that does glaives. At least I'm pretty sure. For some reason, melee weapon doesn't include glaive. I don't know why that is. I thought there was one more. I know there, oh, the Ravager. I know that, Abyss Knight does glaive, but we have an Abyss Knight. We don't need two, I don't think. All right, Ravager it is, I guess. That's fine. They use brute strength to crush their foes, apparently. But it's okay, because you have a sweeping spin, which sounds great. Give you that. Let's give you... Raider also gives you a lot of great melee abilities. Butterfly. Excel in close quarters. Flip between enemies with striking attacks. Uses ripjacks or combat knives. Both of those sound tempting, so I'm gonna give you that. And then I'm gonna scroll down here, because I know there's another one I want to give you. I kind of want to give you Marauder. Sawed-off shotguns. You can specialize in them and get additional uses. Really nice for someone who's good at mobility. Double grip. Wield a primary melee weapon with both hands. Well, I mean, that'd be cool. But the problem is, and this might still be a problem, it might not, but I believe the glaive is secondary weapon slot only. Let's look. Before I, you know, yeah, it is. It sucks, but it is what it is, you know? We gotta live with it. So let's go ahead and put that in here. 1 to 6 damage, 3 bonus crit damage, 2 clip size, which not entirely sure what that does, but okay. If you dual wield with it, it's a guaranteed hit, which is nice. All right, that goes on the back. And then we're gonna replace the Assaulty with what? I could give him another sword, but I could give him a pistol as well, and I think that might be just smarter. You take a Glock. Glock will be good for you. Boom. There you go. All right. Let's give you ceramic plating as well, and then we're going to give you a sawed-off as well. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Before we forget, soldier stats. Peak human, 25 per do. Perfect. Give you some dodge as well. Maybe you hit the right button, Thet. There you go. Give you some extra defense. And I think you're in a good spot. Alrighty, and then we have everyone else who's gonna need some experience. Ooh, Reynold has green over here for combat intelligence, so he's a genius. That's good. It means he'll be able to learn more abilities, although his stats won't be as good as some others. It's all relative. Alright, finally, let's go to the bridge.
Commander. Good
hey,
to
Central.
See you on your feet again.
Yeah.
Welcome to the bridge.
Good to see you too.
The nerve center of our operation.
Thanks.
The aliens have our entire world in their grip.
Yeah, what the hell did you do?
Advent controls everything. Government, communications, industry, not to mention the military.
Yeah, I feel like you goofed it.
It's on us to take it all back.
20 years, man.
Resources and time are tight, Commander.
Sorry, I'll lay off.
It'll be up to you to decide how to best use both.
Okay.
The ship is yours.
Sounds good, Central. Still miss your sweater, but you're looking good.
Commander, we're attempting contact with a local resistance faction known as the Reapers.
Very cool.
These people like to keep a very low profile, so it may take some time before we hear back.
Yeah, we can do some other things.
While we're waiting, it might be worthwhile to scan the area for additional supplies and resources.
Agreed.
You never know what we may find out there.
First thing we found is the gray market. Allows you to establish contact with what the resistance has been calling the gray market. They can provide unique recruits, so basically non-humans. I'm going to ignore this one for now.
One of our resistance
this is more important.
Just tipped us off to a site that may be worth investigating.
Yeah, members of the resistance in the eastern U.S. have brought us reports of activity we may want to investigate. So we're starting in North America. Very cool, very cool.
Commander,
and you may see some hints of other groups that are here.
The area for clues or other resources. It's going to take some time.
Like I said,
we've got a lot of ground to cover.
Lots of mods. All right, so what do we got going on here? You might be wondering. Well, you can click on places to go there. Not on the bases yet, though. Down here is also what's clickable, in case you don't want to click on the map. Over to the bottom right is our timeline of what's coming up. Alien biotech research, a supply drop in 21 days, which is our income in the top right. Current supplies next to that, intel next to that, and then Illyrium and alloy or special resources. We have no engineers, we have no scientists, and the time is ticking. So let's get to clicking. 5 days to explore this resource cache. That's fine. Could do that. Look at that, it's going off without a hitch. Research first, though. What do you see, Tigan?
So much of my own research based upon this simple design.
I know.
If only I had known.
I mean, I didn't know, but now I know.
Commander,
hey, it's up.
Timing.
Thanks.
There's been some progress.
Well, that's good.
I've managed to break down several key components of the chip implanted into your skull.
I don't like the way you're emphasizing words.
That its primary function
like that.
Was that of a conduit.
I feel like you're
passing a vast amount of data directly to your cerebral cortex.
I feel like you're doing that on purpose.
The primary connection severed, much of that data is lost.
Oof, my head.
Several fragments do remain, however. Ghosts, if you will.
The ghost in my head or in the chip? I guess there's ghosts in the chip.
Simulations, war games. The sheer volume of encounters you were processing was astounding.
XCOM 1.
It is truly remarkable that you survived as long as you did.
They were playing XCOM in my head for years.
Some good news. This
20 years of XCOM.
Bears a striking resemblance to a medical implant I briefly assisted in developing at the gene therapy clinic in New Providence.
Oh yeah?
My understanding was that the implants were intended for high-ranking Advent officers only, captains or above.
Explains why I got one.
A chip from such an officer would be the only way to know for certain. A greater understanding of these implants would undoubtedly benefit us all, Commander.
All right, so we gotta get another chip. I hear you. First, we gotta figure out how to do that. Examine an Advent officer corpse.
The Advent officers have clearly
been
modified to allow for their subordinates to receive new orders psionically. The implanted chip is the key.
I'm not going to read all this. It's lore stuff. This was alien biotech codename Nano. It unlocked this stuff over here, which it's going to tell us as soon as I hit confirm, so this is a little redundant, but that's okay. The infirmary is unlocked once we build it, of course, for better healing. Mech Trooper augmentation for the proving ground, which we don't have yet, so it's a little early for that. Weapon upgrades available. Huzzah! All right, Advent officer autopsy. Since we have one already, that's good. Maw implants. For Vipers. Yeah. Pulse weapons. Of course, I do want to get... underbarrel weapons could be good. I do want to get some more scientists before we go into better weapons and armor, if luck allows us to do so, basically.
The Advent officers appear to be similar, if not physically the same as the common Advent trooper in terms of power and agility.
Hey man, not in the face.
Field reports indicate a more developed mental acuity.
What's with that blood color?
Do provide tactical directives to the subordinate Advent forces.
You think that was done as like a censorship move? Like they made the blood orange so that it's not like blood? I get the feeling that's probably the case. Anyway, 5 days for that to get done.
I must admit,
I'll let you get on
having
it.
Successfully completed the operation necessary to remove
Oh, but sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. 12 hours. Let's get those supplies.
Resource located.
50 supplies. Lovely. And now, ooh, we can find a scientist over here. I want it.
Plotting new course.
That second one is usually either a scientist or an engineer. The fact that it's a scientist makes me feel good, like busting. All right, and we begin.
As the resistance continues to grow, we'll have a better chance of finding openings to strike back at Advent.
You don't say.
As it is, we've already identified a potential target to disrupt the aliens'
Oh boy.
operations in this region. Our window of opportunity is limited, so we'll have to move fast.
So
Commander, we're gonna win
okay,
this war,
Central.
we need to take every chance we get to fight back.
I know.
We'll have to be ready to engage the enemy during unpredictable situations.
I'm aware.
It requires special planning and preparation.
Thank you. There's a sit rep here, at least one. So sit reps are mission modifiers. So it's not just XCOM versus aliens in the same exact way every time. Some missions have unique modifiers. This one has a lot of them. Oh my god, we gotta sabotage a transmitter to get an engineer. Priority objective. They will defend it with multiple reinforcements. There's a skirmisher battlemaster party. Those are friendly, and that's actually cool. And then there's, oh my god, Task Force Tau 5, Samsara. You really throwing Samsara at me first. All right, we're gonna do that one, because we have to. I mean, we don't have to. It's the first mission. You can technically skip it. But we're going to take that on next time. This was more like this first episode. Let me tutorialize you a little bit here, you know? You kind of have a good idea of what the game has to offer right now. This is actually an empty room that we get.
To expand our facilities on board the Avenger, Commander.
We could start building something. It's probably a good idea.
Space for construction first.
I kind of want to start with the Guerrilla Tactics School, because that allows you to increase the squad size eventually. So I think I'm going to do just that.
We'll start work on the new facility right away, Commander.
14
I'll
days.
send word when it's up and running.
Very cool, very cool. Probably should have done that before we did the initial research, but hey, I'm not playing optimally. You're gonna have to live with it. That's gonna be it for this episode of Thet Plays XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. If you enjoyed it, make sure to let me know by giving it a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more, because it'll keep coming, and it won't stop till it does stop, and then it'll stop, and then I don't know what's going to happen after that.
Advent's officers might be more resourceful than your average trooper.
Oh,
I doubt
might they?
Our forces will have any trouble bringing in a test subject for Tygan to look at.
I mean, he already has one.
Since he's not asking for a live one.
Yeah, I know.
There's not a whole lot that surprises me these days, but I'm definitely curious to see if
for the record,
we pulled from the commander really is connected to the ones Advent's been using in their captains.
For the record, they talk way too much. Thanks again for watching XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. My name is Thet, and I'll see you in the next video. Everybody-os.